Hey, Nickie Brown here. No matter where you are and no matter what part of the world you are in, I hope that you're having a good day. So, I'm going to talk about something that's not very common or popular. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Right? Ooh, pardon me. So, Mercury is in retrograde right now. That means to us humans in the 3D world that Mercury appears to be going backwards. When that happens, there are a lot of communication issues. It could be communications amongst people with technology, email, text messages. Your phone could be acting up. You could get some weird letters in the mail or some strange things happening, like maybe people passing away. Um, some unexpected something out of the blue, your exes try to contact you, all types of things occur during a Mercury retrograde, and they seem strange. Some of the things are maybe a test, like if it's an ex, it's like, did you learn your lesson from that ex? Are you going to take the ex back or listen to what they have to say, or are you going to continue to stay in your ground and know that the ex is an ex for a reason, right? So quite often people get into arguments, disagreements. Some are repairable and some are not. And again, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't believe in that. But even if you don't believe in it, that doesn't mean that it's not true. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Right? And so it's just something to be mindful of. And to do your best to keep your composure despite what people have to say. There may be things that people say, again, just out of the blue, just random things that maybe, they never said before. May have been something that was on their mind before, maybe it wasn't. Like today, um, I've been a pescatarian type vegetarian since 2001, right? What that means is, for me, can't speak for anybody else, but for me, that means I'm at least 85% vegan, right? Because a majority of my diet consists of fruits and vegetables. However, if I want to eat something, I eat it and I don't beat myself up about it. I enjoy it and I leave the rest behind. So when you say you're a vegetarian and somebody knows that you ate, say, fish, right? Well, you're not a vegetarian because I saw you eating fish. If you go on the internet, right? Or even if you look in a dictionary, encyclopedia, whatever you decide to do, there are different types of vegetarians. And pescatarian is a type of vegetarian. And of course, people will argue that. Then somebody else goes, oh, well, do you eat shrimp or do you eat shrimp? Maybe he didn't say it like that. I'm exaggerating, right? But the point is, because you say one thing, people want to say, oh, well, you're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do that. But the thing about it is, when somebody puts themselves on a dietary restriction, they can do whatever they want to do. I know people who have been vegetarians for years and I mean 10, 20, 30 years or more. And then all of a sudden they decide they want to eat beef. I've not done that. But again, people do that. It's not about what you should do, shouldn't do, because we all have free will. Some people, it was a personal choice for them to become a vegetarian. Some people, maybe a doctor told them. Or maybe, they listened to Dr. Sebi or whatever the case may be. But somebody said, well, do you eat shrimp? And I said, every once in a purple sky. What do I mean by that? Maybe once every few years, I might decide I want to eat a shrimp. That's my prerogative, right? But, oh, well, you're not supposed to do that. But who told you that I wasn't supposed to do that? I can do whatever I want to do. So I didn't take it personal, I just said every once in a while, and I just kind of left it alone. But sometimes people can become argumentative about certain things like that. But I found myself kind of explaining, and I shouldn't have to do that, right? Because again, we all have free will, and I can do whatever I want to do, right? But I found myself saying, oh, well, I've been a pescatarian since 2001. Because the person said, oh, I never knew that. But the other thing is, fish is not meat, right? Meat is considered poultry, beef, or pork, or even lamb, right? Then it's, those different things are considered meat. Fish is considered seafood, right? And the word pescatarian comes from, if I'm not mistaken now, I've not looked this up in my Oxford English Dictionary. So I know that pescado, right, in Spanish is the same root word, right? The P-E-S-C, right? A, P-E-S-C-A is fish, right? So pescado and in different languages is that same root word, right? So pescatarian comes from that root word, which means fish, right? And again, it's a type of vegetarian. But again, I'm mainly vegan. It's just that every once in a while, if I want a piece of fish, I allow myself to have it. I may go months without eating fish. I've even been years without eating fish, right? But if I want to eat it, I'm going to eat it. Again, maybe every few years, I'd be like, ooh, I'm going to eat some shrimp. Now, it's hard for me to eat shrimp because I don't want to gross anybody out, but I have to not think about certain things when I eat shrimp. I will just say that they are bottom dwellers and they eat what's on the bottom of the ocean floor, and just like when you use the restroom, certain things settle to the bottom. I'm going to say it like that. I'm not going to say exactly what I'm talking about, but if you should understand what I'm saying when I say that, because again, I don't want to gross anybody out. But there are things that the trash basically floats, settles to the bottom, and shrimp eat that at the bottom. So do catfish, flounder. They're all bottom dwellers, right? So some people eat them and some people do not. To each his or her own. It's everyone's own prerogative. But I find that people who eat meat love to criticize people who don't. And I'm not sure why that is. I could be having dinner with somebody, and say, or if somebody invites me to dinner even, they'll say, well, what you gonna eat? I really don't understand that mentality. I'm going to eat the same thing you eat, except that I'm not going to have meat on my plate. If you're, I might not eat rice because I do my best not to do starches, because I know that starches make me gain weight, right? So I'm probably just going to have vegetables or a salad. Or if I decide to have starch, I might eat French fries. I might have mashed potatoes. I might have corn. Corn is a starchy vegetable. I might have whatever it is that I decide to have. But there are certain things that I don't eat. And people get upset about that. And I just don't understand why. It's not a personal attack. It's not hurting anybody. It's not bothering anybody that I choose not to put certain things in my body. Right? It's a personal choice. And we have the right, just like certain root vegetables, I don't eat them. And again, it's a personal choice. I'm not doing it to bother anybody or get on anybody's nerves. When I'm out eating with someone, I never say, oh, you shouldn't eat that because it's not good for. Enjoy your food. I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not eat. That's not my job. But some people feel intimidated because it's like, oh, this person is eating healthy and I'm sitting here eating this, and I know that it could cause this, that, and the third, but I'm still going to eat it anyway. So it's their own subconscious mind bothering them. So the fact that I'm eating healthier is like, oh, how dare you when I want to enjoy this, that. Enjoy your food. I'm not bothering you. Or I've had people say, oh, well, I can't go out to eat with you. Okay, don't. But it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. You're triggered by it. Whereas I'm not saying anything to you about your food. Enjoy your food. And people always make comments, oh, you probably looking at me like, oh, so. No, I'm not. I'm not thinking about you or your food. I'm enjoying my food. But again, if you say you don't eat certain things, people get offended. And for the life of me, I really can't understand that. I just don't understand why we can't accept each other for who we are, the way that we are. And that's what I do. I'm not here to judge anybody. That's not what we're here for. If anything, we're here to learn from one another. And if you don't want to learn from me, that's fine. If you have something that I can learn from you, I'm willing to learn it. Otherwise, we can just keep it casual, keep it surface level, and that's it. But again, these type of communication things come up during a Mercury retrograde when they may have never come up before. You could know somebody for months or even years, and then all of a sudden some communication issue happens during Mercury retrograde. And it's not about what somebody says or does, it's about how you respond. So just think before you respond and handle it with grace and respect, and all will be well. As always, love y'all. Later. Mwah.